Hey, today's topic for today is what is morals and how do you view them? So, first, as we always do, first we have to define what are morals. Morals are defined as a person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and is not acceptable for them to do. So let's say that again. A person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is good or what is not good for them to do. You agree? I don't know. Today's episode of Stu Radio on the radio, no radio, we'll be talking about what morals are. What do they mean to you? How do you view morals? I'm going to come at you with an unbiased opinion because this is not something I can determine for you. This is only something you can determine for yourself, right? So, that being said, let's define the word good. Good means to be desired or approved of. What's the opposite of good? Bad. Bad means of poor quality, inferior, or defective. Interesting, right? So, we all live, breathe, die by morals that we have in our life. In the system that we live in, let's just say that people believe in a thing called the moral code, which is actually really is a real thing. So moral law is constructed of a system that we follow. And everybody grows up in different conditions or whatever your environment is, but we all follow our moral law of that environment or society or whatever the community may be, right? Codes that are within your natural. I like that. All right, thank you, Paola. Moral law stands for, or is defined as an absolute principle defining the criteria of right action, whether conceived as divine ordinance or a truth of reason. So let's just kind of like go through truth of reason real quick. I want to define the whole word of truth of reason. Truth, also other word being known as true, is defined as in accordance with fact or reality. Let's define reality real quick. Reality means the world, or the state of things as they actually exist, as opposed to an idealistic idea of them. Idealistic, let's define idealistic real quick. Idealistic means unrealistic aiming for perfection, right? So let's go back to the truth of reason. I want to define the word reason. Reason means, or is defined as, a cause, explanation, or justification for action and or event, right? Create some kind of. All right, I'm sorry, Bartek. That made me laugh. Thanks for adding and watching. So, what I like to say is moral law and the truth of reason. Now, where am I going with all this? To just kind of wrap this up and give you some idea where I'm coming from, right? What is good to you may not be considered good to another individual. As to let's just use exercise, right? Exercise is a bad example, but it's a good example. Think of it like this: if I grew up in an environment where athletics and exercise and healthy living, or just playing outside, is received as a good thing, then my morals will lean more towards having a healthy, active lifestyle outside, right? As opposed to somebody who kind of views exercise as being a bad thing. Now, I don't know any real mass groups of people who believe exercise as a bad thing, but I know a few people who view exercise as a bad thing. Oh, you sweat. Oh, yeah, you become hungry. It hurts your muscles and it makes your body sore. It's a lot of things. So as to one person can view something as being good, another person can view that same thing that you view good as being bad, right? So they're almost as in opposites. So like I asked again, what are morals and how do morals affect your life? Our morals in our life affect our beliefs on our everyday living, right? Now the question is, are you living by your morals, right? Or are you living by morals that were preconditioned or given to you through growing up? That's the question I really have for everybody. I have a lot of information that in regards to like morals and how to think about them, how to go about them, how to even identify what your morals are, right? But first, I just want to like let everybody know that a moral is never really considered a good or bad thing. How you perceive something can really consider how it is. So a habit is just a habit. We attach the word good or bad to the word habit. Reading by some can be considered a good habit, as to reading by others can be considered a bad habit. That's all I have to say in regards to that. I want to go back to just wrapping it all up and put it into retrospect. We all live by morals. Our moral laws are usually decided, our moral practices are usually decided by a moral law, which is usually conceived from a divine ordinance, which would be some form of God, or if you believe in, the Bible or whatever spirituality you're into that has, or some religion that has some form of structure, or a truth of reason, somebody who really doesn't believe in all that stuff, but just kind of like goes off of logic and just makes sense to them. That being said, I want to give you one more thing before I let you guys go. All right, quality of motive, right? Now, your quality of motive really determines your morals, right? So, motive is intention. I want to leave you guys with this to think about. Your quality of motive isn't as important as the motive it is to produce it. So, your quality of intentions aren't as important as the intentions that produced it, right? Now, I gave my fiance an example about this earlier, and this is kind of like a side note, right? Because I'm already done with this topic. There's a poor man. A poor man has $1, and he also has a bagel. He runs into another poor man, who's equally poor as him, obviously, and he's starving, right? So the poor man with the dollar and the bagel gives the guy $1 instead of giving him the bagel to feed him, because he doesn't want to look for food later, right? Now, the quality of his intention was high. Excuse me. The quality of his motive was low, considering the fact that he didn't fulfill the need of the person. He gave the guy $1 to look for his own food instead of giving him the higher quality of choice, which would be to give him the bagel. So, I want you to understand that those are the two representations of a low standard and a higher standard of quality. But the quality of motive isn't as important as the motive it is to produce it. Means that his motive was just to feed the person. So that was the most important part of the ordeal. It didn't matter how he chose to feed the person. And I just want to leave you with that, guys, with that. So please like, share, leave comments, get mad, tell me I went off topic, tell me I stayed on topic, tell me you hate my guts. Do what you guys feel. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Y'all, looking out, want to listen to me. Please send any ideas or topics that you may have that you want to talk about next week. If I don't receive any topics of value, the next topic, or all topics of our value, but if I don't feel any topics out before the time frame, the next one that I've been requested to do was intellect versus emotion. I honestly don't have no idea how the two kind of coexist, but I will try to see what I can come up with for you guys, intellect versus emotion, and I will be out there for you. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments or hit me up via Messenger. And that's all I have for you guys. So, happy Friday and enjoy happy Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, be safe out there. They still doing weird stuff with candy. Peace. The radio on the radio, no radio.